The system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value, purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history. In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We get crushed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today, as we're going to get right into business. We've heard that the White House is coming with a crackdown for international crypto regulations, and this is a warning shot to the entire XRP army about something we've discussed on this channel for a long time. I've been called a conspiracy theorist for this one. Everyone wanted to say that this was already taken care of. Water under the bridge. It doesn't matter. But with the collapse of Terra Luna, FTX, 3 Arrows, Celsius, BlockFi, Voyager, FTX, potentially others, as the contagion is spreading, we have to keep our eyes glued to the screen. As Tether, the third largest crypto by market cap, $65 billion worth of Tether exists in the world right now. It's not pegged to $1 anymore, and their business practices are beginning to come under scrutiny. Just a nice little fun fact. Tether headquarters is based out of the Bahamas as well. A hop, skip, and a jump away from Sam Bankman-Fried. And I want you all to watch the mainstream media begin to question how deep the Tether rabbit hole goes. Please take a listen.
The future of crypto at this point, Kyle?
I mean, the question is, what is Tether? Like, what is this $66 billion behemoth that has its headquarters at a small bank in the Bahamas that's literally a hop, skip, and a jump from Sam Bankman-Fried's lairs in Albany? You go see this building. I've actually walked into this building and, saw a guy eating a sandwich. And I said, so this is where the $80 billion is? The question is, I've spoken with the top head traders of fixed income at some of the largest securities firms in the world who tell me we've never done one trade with Deltec Bank or Tether. And if you look at their balance sheet, they say that there is repos, treasuries, this and that on their balance sheet. Now, they also own precious metals and secured loans and things like that. But if there's an $80 billion or $66 billion now institution out there trading repos and treasuries, you'd assume that someone would find them. Now, I must caveat my statement with, I didn't talk to every single dealer in the world. So maybe there's a dealer out there that will claim they do business with Tether, but I haven't been able to find one. So I just wonder why. Like, what is the purpose of a stable coin when you have G7 currencies? The only purpose of a stable coin, in my opinion, is to be able to jump outside of U.S. and let's say IRS jurisdiction and lever yourself and trade and not report your earnings. And there is no other rationale for owning a stablecoin.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was a beautiful explanation of the mystery behind Tether. The shrouded $65 billion ticking time bomb. The stablecoin that I believe will cause the biggest crash in crypto history. Now. A lot of people always ask me, Bull, why are you so doomsday, but at the same time bullish? You don't make any sense. I'm always bullish when there's blood on the streets. I'm always bullish when retail is scared. Markets are meant to deceive you. Things are not always what meets the eye. But this is what I'm going to say. Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin miners, are in trouble. If the Bitcoin price doesn't go up soon, we're going to see a lot of Bitcoin miners go out of business. This is something that's always come into play when it comes to the crypto market. The amount of money these miners have to pay to be profitable comes from them selling Bitcoin. This is something in the crypto market that we need to pay attention to. I believe the great flippening is soon to come. Bitcoin cannot remain king of the crypto space, in my honest opinion. And the reason it can't is because it drags the entire market up and down with it. This is unacceptable. One crypto's movements deciding what happens to the entire market does not make a market. This is just Bitcoin. Bitcoin has its own issues to work out. XRP, in my personal opinion, will be the new king to sit on the crypto throne. And the perfect storm for it is on its way. NFTs went live on the XRP ledger. This court case is looking good, very positive for Ripple and XRP. All these things, as well as the massive news that we heard from Swell about XRP's utility, the ramping up of their partnerships, how companies are waiting on the side just for a ruling. People are excited. Ripple and XRP seem to be going in the right direction, while proof of work is showing extreme weakness. Even Ethereum had to go to proof of stake. Let's see what happens to this proof of work technology and where the world goes for Bitcoin. But in my opinion, the perfect storm for an XRP rollout and the perfect narrative for XRP adoption is close. Whenever you see massive fear in the market, you need to stay vigilant and pay attention. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong was trying to debunk FUD today, disclosing that they hold roughly $40 billion worth of Bitcoin. This is extremely important. With the Grayscale Digital Currency Group news going on in the background, all crypto exchanges are under extreme scrutiny. All of their solvency is in question. The entire crypto market's looking left and right to see who had exposure to what. One by one, different institutions will collapse. It's going to get ugly for a lot of exchanges, for a lot of crypto infrastructure, for stablecoins. But out of the ashes of the bad players in the crypto market failing will rise Ripple, XRP, HBAR, and numerous other high-level credible players that played the game the right way. What you all need to understand is we're closer than we've ever been before to seeing exactly what we've always expected. Regulations were always coming, and we've invested in the compliant tokens, the ones that are looking to work with the system for a reason. It's because they're going to get their time in the sun. Matthew Liny on Twitter posted this. The results of SWIFT experiments interlinking central bank digital currency networks and existing payment systems to achieve global interoperability. October 2022. He shows the documents proving these experiments with SWIFT. And all of this is not coincidence. All of this is going to lead to central bank currency adoption globally and the digitization of the planet. Whether you like it or not, it's still true. And we just have to prepare for it. We have to understand that massive groundbreaking shifts are happening with the infrastructure of the financial system. SWIFT is being upgraded, and in my opinion will eventually use XRP. As the bankers, they tried to create their own XRP replacement, but they failed. Bankers suck at innovation. They're only good at fraud. They have to adopt XRP because Ripple were the innovators. If they don't, whoever chooses not to adopt the old system will get left behind. And you better believe they hedge their bets. They're gonna jump ship. And the XRP flip of the switch moment, figuratively speaking of course, will occur. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I have next for you from DAI is how Gary Gensler was asleep at the wheel. Gary's been tied up in a fake lawsuit against Ripple and XRP for years, started by Jay Clayton while he was meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX, who is the biggest con man in crypto history. He's also presided over the failure of Luna, Celsius, Three Arrows, Voyager, BlockFi, many others. Why have you not hauled him in front of you to answer for this? This is a call out to the U.S. Congress. A new Congress has been voted in, and they just so happen to be Republican-led Congress. This is important as the Democrats elected Gensler into office. Gensler has friends in that party, but right now there could be powerful investigations due to the fact that things could get political. You guys need to understand one thing. So many wink wink hush hush backroom deals take place on a daily basis, and that's what moves the world. You better believe that something's in the works, and we need to be paying attention to what unfolds politically in the crypto industry. I think this Ripple and XRP case is going to play a massive role in how the future of this industry is decided. We've been warning everyone for a long time that they weren't just coming after XRP. Now they're trying to come after exchanges, stablecoins, DeFi, and the rest of crypto. Oh, crypto investors are scared now. I thrive on retail tears. Show me the bank money. Show me the regulations. Bring in the institutions. Then we get rich. Here, Jay Clayton, the SEC chairman that brought the lawsuit against Ripple, had the audacity to speak on offshore financial institutions not having the basic protections that we have in the US. Well, Jay, maybe if you and Gary put the proper protections in here and gave clarity here for institutions, FTX wouldn't have happened. Please listen to a powerful point he also made.
Since last time we spoke to you, I guess we saw the new CEO say he'd never seen anything this bad, but then he tempered that a little. Maybe he realizes he's got a dog in this race at this point, and he said maybe there are some viable businesses, maybe some people will be made whole. What do you make of all that, Jay?
Look, Joe, I think we're learning what a lot of people have been saying for a long time, which is offshore financial institutions or institutions that are purporting to be financial institutions just don't have any of the basic protections that we have here in the U.S. Customer funds are not segregated. Leverage is not regulated. The ability to engage in multiple conflicting activities is relatively unfettered. And I think that's what he saw when he got there, in addition to a lack of records and governance. If you look closely at what you're seeing around this situation, the entities that are regulated, some of the entities that are inside the United States, and some of them are not even in the bankruptcy estate, they look to be some of the most solvent and the most valuable going forward. So look, I'm sure there's value to be derived there, and you've got the right guy on the job in terms of what I would say is stabilizing the situation and then looking to either operate or liquidate or a combination of both to get the maximum value. But the real lesson here is financial entities operating outside the United States, particularly not in jurisdictions that we know well, your retail investor should stay away from.
We still don't.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I find great irony in what Jay Clayton had to say. It's so interesting, isn't it? How these regulators say that the riskiest institutions in crypto are offshore, yet at the same time, they're pushing crypto companies offshore with their lack of clarity. This feels like the chicken and egg situation. What a dilemma the United States faces. These capital markets are the best, but these regulators are the absolute worst. There's no telling the hundreds of billions of dollars that Gary Gensler and Jay Clayton have cost the United States by dragging their feet. But what I can tell all of you is this. By the time this Ripple SEC lawsuit is said and done, Ripple will be the most compliant entity on the planet, specifically in the crypto market. Ripple is being reined in and is going to be regarded as one of the best companies on the planet. And that's my personal opinion, but I think many of you guys agree. You see, guys, the reality is that regardless of what happens with this case in the immediate short term, whether there's a settlement, whether they keep dragging it out, whether the financial system crashes, regardless of anything, we understand the end game. The end game is XRP adoption because they have no other technology that they can trust and use. The central banks, the trillion-dollar institutions, the United States, they need Ripple and XRP more than Ripple and XRP needs them. This is just the reality. In my personal opinion, there is no way this case gets lost by Ripple. But let's think about this briefly. What could be the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario would be a bad ruling. And specifically, a bad ruling as a reaction due to this FTX situation. This is something that many people have circulated as a possibility. However, they've also stated the worst thing that would happen if that did occur is that a bad decision would be overturned because of the evidence and facts at play. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand the contagion of FTX is not just FTX, Celsius, Voyager, Terra, Digital Currency Group, and others. It's also the political reaction and regulations they're trying to pass. Will Ripple and XRP have a negative ruling in the immediate short term due to the collateral damage that FTX has caused? Or will Ripple and XRP pave the way for a more positive crypto environment? Me personally, I believe we're going to pave the way for a more positive crypto environment. But we are in uncharted territory. We will be ready for anything. We are the strongest community of crypto investors on the planet. And nothing can stop what's coming. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. And if you still had any doubts left, let Rosie Rios tame those doubts for you.
I'm Rosie Rios, former Treasurer of the United States and current board member of Ripple. What I like to talk about is really kind of this intersection between government and innovation. Certainly coming from the Bay Area, born and raised in Silicon Valley, I've seen a lot of change over time. And what I love is the conversation is really starting to happen in a constructive way where I think we as a region, we as a country, and perhaps we as a globe can really think about the future of fintech and who the stakeholders are and how we can make this effective for everyone. So when you think about growth, it's not just kind of GDP growth, which of course is a big part of the economy, but it's also where new growth comes from. And that usually comes from, certainly lately, in technology and innovation. So I think the benefit of why business and government should be working together is, again, providing that level of certainty for further expansion, further growth, and certainly more jobs for the economy. So blockchain is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And so it's not just how to facilitate commerce. There are other applications, whether it's NFTs, whether it's, selling real estate, whether it's, any type of financial ledger that can be recorded for posterity's sake. This is here to stay. And it's important and incumbent upon the government at every level, whether it's local, whether it's state, whether it's national, to really give some thought as to how those applications are going to benefit them and benefit everyone. But I think what's most important is what are those guardrails? What are those tracks that we can lay down in order to move forward in a way that really blazes the trail for future growth and future opportunities that we don't even know are there yet?